welcome. My name is Katrina, and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream, The Interludes. And as usual, I would like to introduce my players as well as their characters, and all three are present for this.
Me? Okay. Hi, I'm Marianne. I play Siobhan York, Price. 10th generation Toyador Primogen.
Hi, I'm Ty. I'm playing Christopher Masters, a 10th generation man true, and currently the interim prince of the city.
Hello, my name is Örjan, and I'm playing the role of Sean, 9th generation Primogen of the Gangrel.
And yes, here we all are. And this evening's episode is gonna delve into, well, 2 nights after the start of what we're gonna define as a tiny war in Boston between the Camarilla vampires and the Anox trying to overthrow the regime. And we're going to go into the scene where they have gathered, as I have understood, in Sean's garage.
Yeah, there are weapons there, you know.
There are weapons there. Right before they have decided to meet, they coming from a Primogen War Council, coming together, a kumbaya moment, leaving all their petty squabbles and arguments behind them and coming together to defend what is rightfully theirs as a Camarilla city. But doing so, they also need to discuss them three, where they stand, and what to do next. So we're going to go directly into the scene as they arrive at Sean's garage.
She was probably on our bike, and she's wearing all leather, I think, today.
Suitable.
Yeah. But burgundy, not black. So.
Oh, dirty.
Yeah, suit you, ma'am. Or miss. Or, I don't know. Still, suit you.
It's a clear sky. It's clear skies. The moon is out. It's and a cold breeze. It's not raining, snowing, or anything. It's clear skies.
I've fairly quickly, or as quick as possible, armored one of the smaller cars with welded steel plating on the inside of the car, so attacks will be not as dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Were one able to drive oneself, or could I forget about ditching JJ?
No. You have most definitely been driven by
I'll have her,
JJ, but she respects the privacy of a Primogen Prince meeting, and she
have her circle the block, like keep moving, like making passes at intervals.
I'll be standing like outside, just watching this car go around and around. Like, okay, that's Chris.
Walk-in is wearing one of the finer suits. Gonna have not a black one actually, but a grey.
Right. Besides the War Council meeting, you haven't really been able to speak of the incidents that has occurred when everything went a little bit pear-shaped. Also, the Anarch individual has yet to be properly interrogated. Everything was kind of put on a little bit of hold until everybody was safe, informed that the city was under a siege. But the person is kept safe.
Where?
That's up to the prince.
Probably on a lock and key in a
fridge.
Movable, a fridge in a van that's driving around with armed guards. So it's never at one point. So any attempt to locate and free the prisoner will not be particularly easy. Squeaky clean company, yeah.
But there you are. In the privacy and security of Sean's garage.
How many brewhas are there left in the city now?
As far as you understand, there is only,
Catalina?
well,
Hmm.
Catalina.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not Bruja at this particular time.
I'll walk into the garage.
And how quiet
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Chris contemplated
Mr.
saying
Shelly
something, but
Vampire.
what
No,
could
I
he
think
possibly
I was
say that
ask-
would not seem disingenuous? Probably the only thing he could say that wouldn't seem disingenuous would comment that he'd wish that a certain other clan that begins with letter N should have been whittled down a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, that would be better.
well, quite honestly, Sean, the reaction to Catalina, you
Yeah.
understand that. What if it was Shiv? What if it's
Yeah.
Chris? There, a moment. There, a moment after, no more. How quickly your eternal, almost immortal lives can also be sniffed out. It was a sobering experience.
And of course, Chris can't help but think, well, we'll probably cut her off from the Anarchs forever.
Most definitely.
Put her allegiance safely on one side.
Hey, Sean.
But you're both okay? What were
Still
you called?
undead.
What's the numbers? What are we talking about?
Well, so far, the only embraced that I know has fallen. That's quite good. We still only know about the Bruja that actually has been killed so far. So, But of course, for my part, about 12 ghouls or security personnel. Most of them ghouled, some not. But
How are we handling the media?
oh, for the Master's estate, I went with the old tried and trusted gas leak. Apparently, there had been some gas problems there before.
Yeah, but I can't actually say I kept the masquerade when we were attacked.
Oh, biker
Are you in
gangs,
trouble?
meth addicts, speed freaks. It's gang violence.
Yeah, now I don't think I'm in trouble, but well, you can't recognize me in that in
What
that
month
shape.
are we in? It's not like Halloween month, right?
Isn't it November, I think?
Post
Well,
Halloween, I guess.
so
then.
far nothing has popped up in the media to show if any stories of that. As far as my
How did we not see
research
this
officer.
coming? How did JJ not see this coming?
It's
I mean,
not
I
like we
understand
weren't
she's
warned.
busy, but still, someone should have known.
It's not like Catalina didn't warn us.
Did she really?
She did. She actually said there are sleeper cells in the city. They have people.
So the fault is on your shoulders.
It's hard to say.
I mean, honestly,
An
we
attack
all
would
should
come
have had
sooner or
open
later.
eyes on this.
Yeah.
An attack would come sooner or later. It's not a particular big surprise. It's a city that lost several of its elders. They thought it ripe for the picking. They were, of course, wrong. I mean, you prepare your best for war, but you can't spend your entire existence at the threshold of war.
What fools we've been. I mean, we walk in here taking the positions that we have and not thinking about the consequences. I don't.
Quite frankly, I've been more worried and afraid of something happening from within than from without.
Exactly. And that seems to be exactly what they've been, well,
Oh,
using
fine.
against us.
As long as we all come through this, remind me to send them a thank you card.
I mean,
Nothing better than a common external enemy to unite a city. I mean, hell, if I knew I could get them to all those Primogen and clans to agree and to be this goddamn cordial to each other, I would have bloody well invited them to attack the city months ago.
Shiv is can I try and
That's a
read Chris a little bit here because
Of course you can, because your experiences of the first attack is very different.
I want to. Can I? I don't know. Actually, I can't even. Don't remember anything. But
Is it aura you see? Is it like is it
Yeah,
emoji like
yeah.
an emoji? Okay, just I don't know how kind
yeah,
of.
because I'm guessing I can use that for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say you can do that, particularly since
Are you guys pacing around? Are you sitting down?
I'm
How is your demeanor?
Standing like.
yeah, probably standing
Kind
a
of
bit
like
restless.
the picture you showed us of Aiden in the garage, leaning towards
Yeah.
the walls with the.
I think I'm fidgeting with some weapons by one of the steel tables. Just weapons all over.
5. Well, I'm guessing you're gonna read. So what's the emotions of Chris?
You can see it flickers. There's an aura of like confidence, of almost satisfaction, but it's not, it's hollow. It's riddled with both with anxiousness, with clearly with fear, but also with a sort of with the arousal is the wrong way to say, but sort of like
Well, he
like
does like power.
yeah, but like the feeling if you almost have an accent, you pull back and you like realize how bad it could have gone, but you feel
the
really
adrenaline
alive.
is up here.
Yeah. So it's like it's
Okay.
really he's really the blood is really it's
Because I think
really,
Shiv is seriously contemplating if Chris actually had something to do with it or not.
No, you don't get any feeling of that. You gotta feel like when it says it, you got a flash of like it's more like write this down for future use. It's more that so yeah. So so it's clear that he means that he's appreciative of it, but it's clear that it has frightened him. Like it's not like he's being braver than he is in one sense, but but it's also not. It's also true that he says expected it. Like it's sort of he takes it as like the cost of doing business, but still you do risk your life. So yeah, it's a complex emotions.
I would
far more
always
turbulent
have
than
thought you could have been behind this yourself, Chris. I mean,
yes,
I
I'm
know
sort of
you're not.
disappointed in me.
Smart.
Sort of disappointed in myself there. So. But please don't take this as any form of rebuke. But in any future event, someone shows up to your grand reopening who's not on the invite list, do
Kill
please
them.
send a word so we can have the person arrested and interrogated.
Maybe next time I have an opening, you'll show.
I was there for about how long was I? Like 20 minutes. Was that before I left? Before personal matters intervened. But I'm sure I do assure you that I will never ever again leave one of your parties for that reason. That it will be quite impossible. And if you still like the power still lingers, it's clear that he's telling the truth, but also you see it's a twinge of loss, sadness, and self-loathing almost.
Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Well, he went to rescue his mother and then had her like sacrifice her 2 weeks later. So
Yeah.
But one thing is tightening the entries into the city. Another is finding out the best way to identify and recognize it for future incursions like this. How do we find Anarchs hiding in a city? What is the best way to go forward to do that? I wouldn't have thought them that disciplined when it comes to keeping the masquerade, but clearly they do understand.
Are you keeping one of them?
Yes, he's gonna be interrogated later. Anyone had any particular insights? One, into what we could use for the interrogation. Two, something you wonder or would like to know about in detail about who?
I tried to interrogate one of them in the back of a car on the highway, but he seemed brainwashed, fanatical.
Well,
Fanatical is exactly what I was experiencing with Leo as well. And unfortunately, I didn't get... Yes, I would actually say that. Not brainwashed, though.
But a true believer.
Truly.
I thought humans, us, were spoiled of time, but these guys, they're in a rush, they're in a hurry. I've not seen that in a long while.
But exactly, what did he hope? Did he wish to persuade you to join him?
Out
How
with
much
the
has
old.
she? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I'm just gonna I'm guessing that Shiv hasn't really said in the Primogen meeting what he wanted to destroy.
No, that's been
Obviously not.
no. I am so unsure how much she's shared at all about that.
I would presume she had attack on, as the other ones had as well, had personal attacks on their estates that could be found.
Yeah.
So she might not have disclosed too much in the Primogen meeting, and this might be the first time she actually goes into detail, if she's so
Yeah,
pleased.
because the only thing
And what Leo actually said and
the only
did.
thing I knew that was that he didn't like just outright attack her once, because I talked to the phone with Shiv and with Leo, so I knew that at least he wanted something more than just to kill her outright.
He welcomed me almost. It was like a test for him. He needed me to prove that I'm not going to say loyal to that cause, but to show him that I could shed one of the beloved things I have, or deranged and disgusting thing, as he put it. You know that Aiden, Trixie.
Of course, I would assume you're keeping.
Yes.
Should I say
and
her, them, it? No, not it. They are persons. I'll say them. Use the collective noun. Them safe somewhere. So you.
Right now it is, but I need to find a better solution, because he knew he used his power on Eve, and she was not able to withstand him, and leading to him wanting to destroy them for whatever reasons. But it almost seemed personal. I don't believe it was, but just a way.
She's right on the nose there. It felt real person, not just business. Person.
And I hate.
If I could give you an XP right now, I would.
I would. I must.
It definitely was very
Yeah.
personal.
I must admit, I'm a bit confounded. I would not like. After all, only spoke with him for a brief moment, but that is not the attitude I would expect from someone higher up in the food chain. True believers, fanatic
wasn't
brainwashed.
political. Exactly.
No.
So it's both personal, but also with this. What is it they really want?
Yeah, I was going to ask the exact same thing.
Bloody fanatics.
What do they want in this city?
I mean, this.
Again, you have the uninterrogated individual
Maybe we should.
in an armored van driven around town.
Maybe we should.
It can be that the thing under Cop Hill, the beacon, is pulling them here as well.
He was badly hurt, Leo.
Good.
Do you know if there's been any sightings of him? He is one of the ones that we at least know has been in the city before.
I've put out his likeness and description for all eyes and ears. So all
I mean, he can't be
contacts.
hiding that well. If we
I
can't
know,
find him, then
But,
I'm wondering if someone has him that's keeping him safe within the city.
Or perhaps they have someone with similar powers as our friend once did. A way to hide themselves from prying eyes.
Maybe I should have a talk with him. Maybe he can track them. Or at least Leo.
Maybe. Because so far I've not had any. No snitches, no information, no haunts. And I also try to use whatever connections I have with people who work in law enforcement to get any reports for people found murdered, drained out, people in case they have, fed exuberantly on someone. But even that, the fact that they haven't been able to stay in the city alone, almost It's almost like they bring with them.
I would have thought that Alexander would have been able to at least get some rumors, some information about this earlier, or at least have something now, but he's keeping a low profile, and I don't know why this is.
This is true. But this is something Sean was. Catalina was also surprised.
As they are talking about this, I'm going to go to the doorway and see if there are any crows about.
Oh, well, you see, they are crows sitting all over in trees and nearby, perching on
I
nearby
want
buildings.
to use my discipline, my animalism discipline, feral whispers, to get the crows to fly over to where I know Angela resides. Because remember, she talked about a Leo, a distinguished gentleman.
Do you get funny? Do you change your demeanor when the memory hits you?
Yeah.
Do you rush to the door? Quick pace.
Yeah.
Quick feet.
Where are you going, Sean? We're kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah, just 2 seconds.
There's haste to his step.
Yeah, and almost aggressive dismissal.
I walk over, put my hand on Shiv's shoulder. Best let him be.
Why?
Yeah, so why is that best?
If there's something that strikes him with anger or fear, so close to the beast that he is now, we need to find a way to call him back. He needs to regain some of his humanity, or else he might act before thinking, if angered.
Well, we're in the middle of war, so acting is maybe the right call here.
Well, I'm gonna guess what it does. He'll explain when he comes back. Meanwhile, however,
What are you not telling me? I haven't seen him lately, but where does this come from?
I've heard rumors about some of his, what shall we say, actions.
Are you lying out right now, Christopher?
No, he's extrapolating from his little fight with him. So he's not technically lying, he's just dressing up the truth.
Can I still see his aura now?
Remember when we fought, or, well, I won't even call it a fight, but...
That's so long ago. Why do you keep...
Have you noticed any change?
Well, I haven't really spoken to him in a while.
Me neither. Too long a while, I fear.
And then again, you are reminded that you are no longer human. And the life you now live is a quite different beast, literally and figuratively speaking.
And Chris knows all too well the words it whispers in his ear every night.
That's the same does Shiv, as she indulges in the things she does. And also whether the Black Duke said before he left.
Remind Marianne.
There might be understanding and so.
But you ask a good point why they've been able to keep so hidden. Perhaps that is one of the things we should ask our little prisoners. Would you like to join in the interrogation?
Yes.
Perhaps we should we'll ask Sean when he comes back if we should have the person boss here for a little chat.
The camera pans out. It twirls over the shoulder of Sean as he calls into the night to his feathered friends.
Just trying to find out the rules of this.
Doesn't really matter. We
Mm.
know them. And this is also the interludes, so we're going to be generous. And you call. They gather.
Friends, I want you to fly to the coop where you've flown before and see if you can spot a non-living in the residence.
You hear they talk, and they talk in unison and separately, and I said, we will fly, we look. We will call back if vile things look.
Make it so.
You hear that actually, both Shimmer and Chris hear this. All of a sudden, the flapping like of wings, almost like a murder of crows leaving.
That's Sean's thing, right?
Yeah.
I leave some blood-soaked bread for them outside.
Clever boy.
I'll walk out,
I turn
tap
to
you on
Shiv.
the shoulder.
He seems tense.
What are you looking at, brother?
Jaws are tense.
I just remembered a conversation I had with Angela a little more than a year ago. She was talking about her new date. A distinguished gentleman by the name of Leo.
You're kidding.
So I sent some minions to see if he's there.
I'm sorry, this is... You think it's the same Leo? I hope for her
wouldn't-
sake that is a mistake.
I hope so too.
I know.
Because, yeah. But it would be a really smart move on his part.
Do you think that's random, or is it she's been chosen? If it is him.
If it's him, it's definitely not random.
Something so close.
Something so close. And
He's more cunning than I thought he was.
yeah,
Will you promise to let me know
of course.
if it is?
Because I don't think it's a good idea for me to go over there in my state in this time.
I would be happy to.
You see him standing there, his jaw is tense, his fists are clenching, declenching. He's trying, Shiv. Chris, you view this from a few meters distance.
I have my hand
Yeah.
around him, kind of on the back, yeah. You don't have to be alone in this. You know this, Sean, right? I know we're distant. We're all distant. We all have things we do or need to do.
Yep.
But
We
I
have
hope
our new families.
But I hope we don't forget the old one.
I hope so too.
And now Shiv starts just glancing into the night sky because it is a little far off from where they used to be. And she knows it.
And how many times you met in the garage, and how many times as humans, and Aiden was there when you were human. And the moment you understood the monsters are in the night, when Ophelia rise from the table in the same garage.
Yes,
you now
it's a
stand.
garage full of history. Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Christopher turns around and walks into the little office that is sort of separated from the rest of the garage. He walks in, sits down at the desk, takes the phone. It's there, but presumably there's a phone there, and
Yep.
begins dismantling it. Just to be sure.
Well, you also
And then
see
we'll
in
check
that
the
in that
lamp.
office there are a lot of screens, so you have view of every
Oh,
corner.
The entire
Yeah, the
compound.
entire every corner, every angle.
The only person you see gliding around is JJ.
Follow line. And then make sure, just check the phone, just check the lamp, make sure that's
Nope, no bugs. This is a safe space.
Can never be too careful.
A little paranoid.
Just smidgen of paranoia. That's good for everyone.
Yeah.
Just look at the two of them talking out there. What could they be discussing? Do you really trust them as you once did?
Is it Macbeth or Hamlet?
I love it all.
I mean,
But as they view them, I have to say, and you don't even have to roll on it, you see an old intimacy actually in that in a moment when she grabs for him and she says like that she will deal with it if it comes to the dirty deed. She will take it because he shouldn't bear that burden. And there's a moment that perhaps you have forgotten about now, so deep into the new life. The loyalty, the camaraderie, actually. That you did this for one another. When one was weak, the other one picked up the sword. And there will always be someone else's turn. So the revolving chair game.
but will you trust them to return that favor for you if you show weakness? Or will you get hungry if not for your weak blood and for your grandsire hidden away? You might have gotten a taste for it, you know?
The crown.
You might have gotten a taste for it. Shut up. Shut up.
Ah, the beast that whispers.
Walk up and
Ever present.
get up, walk out to them. Better to be close, better to join them than to sit there with that voice in his ear.
He joins you as you finish. Well, you're not finished. You're mid-conversation of Leo and Angela, and the possibilities of what he really did, and how long he did this for.
Possibly more than a year. More than a year. I actually haven't seen her for
If I think
for
back
a
to...
year.
Are you saying this out
texted.
loud? Or?
Yeah.
If I think back to the night...
You were so close.
Yeah.
When I think
I
back to the
actually
night...
thought you were in love with her. I thought she was your North Star.
Maybe she was.
Oh, shivers.
Now we'll never know.
Don't say that, and there's no reason to expect the worst.
I
try to
did
remember,
the worst.
That night when I found Angela, that's timeline-wise. I'm trying to remember. Was that was before? That was after or before? It was after the opening, right? Yeah. But okay. So thinking. Most likely he would have tasted someone else's blood if there's been in her, so he should know that she was not.
Ah.
Then and I sensed no interference with her mind when I sort of rearranged the puzzles to get
And
a different
brought her
memory.
to...
Yeah.
About the taste, I would know I was fencing.
I believe you would have known. You would have tasted that. It would have set off something in you. Plus, you would have recognized that. No, I think not. If anything, it would have begun after that. No. Do not worry for the worst. There are other ways to have mortals being manipulated
Yeah, by manipulation.
Mm. And that would
If
leave.
this was...
That would
if this...
lessen the chance of being discovered. You could not gamble on you not having any close relations to her at any point. That would jeopardize his work. No, it's...
I mean...
He's walking around quite proud.
No.
We still don't know if this is just a coincidence, that this is just a person with the same name, but knowing Angela, you would have met this significant other had it only been a regular Joe.
It was too new. And then...
Did she say
But
where
it's
she
been a
met him?
year.
Yeah, now it's been a year, but I haven't talked to her for a year. I've
Did you
barely
say how
been
she met him, Sean?
to the Middle East.
Have you really given up everything that you hold dear before?
It's just been too much.
It's so silent you can hear.
When was the
him
last
properly.
time you were in your gallery? And
Oh, I
Jade.
talked to Jade. Well, not as often, but still. I see her.
Mm.
Still my gallery.
That's
Still
true.
my pieces.
Mm.
Though it's more than a year since I last were there. With good cause. He looks around, suddenly a bit scared that someone might pop out of nowhere to exact revenge.
Mm.
Oh, you know Jade has a bone to pick.
I'm sure she always does. Is she
Mm.
still single or?
Oh, she dated a chap. You didn't approve.
Obviously not.
He left. He
Yeah,
left.
I think
Weirdly, he left.
Let's just
I
hope
think
so.
she
I'm
might
sure I had
she might be a
nothing to do
bigger
with it.
danger than the anarchs.
I mean,
Jade?
Yeah.
At some point, one must really have an accident and take on assume another identity to preserve the masquerade. Perhaps I should speed up that plan a tad.
Yeah.
But did she say where she met this gentleman, this Leo, Sean?
No. No, I don't think so. Can't remember actually.
Marianne remembers.
What I don't
I'm going
understand is
to
how
roll
he
an
managed.
intelligence to see if I remember.
What I
have
don't quite
intelligence?
understand
I have intelligence.
is given
It's MRT.
Master's paranoia, how he could let Leo and his sister walk openly around the city. How could he be satisfied that they were not a threat?
Hold on. You two. Yeah, maybe you may give a glimmer. She did never specify where, did she?
Not that I can remember.
She probably doesn't remember.
I'm looking at my
Just at night, right?
Yep. They only did dates.
She dropped something.
Night.
He
Yeah.
picked it up,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Very chivalrous. Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and say, like, I have no the character has no basis for any drawing any conclusions or any, not conclusion but any parallels. But this for as a player, this all just seems way too reminiscent of Grace bumping into certain vampires in front of the rope before she became a hunter,
Right?
and the whole sort of relationship starting here has just way too many parables to Toby's mystery bow, who's gonna put a ring on his finger. And if you want to know this, go back and watch all the episodes and you'll find out.
Would I connive? Would I connive?
Yes.
Would I do big storylines with a lot of little
Yes.
onion?
Mhm.
Yes, I would.
Yep.
Yes, I would. And I'm a patient.
Yeah, I don't like that about you.
Lady? Okay.
But we talked a
Also,
little bit
yeah.
with the show while you were out, Sean. Should I make a phone call and have a delivery so we can ask some pertinent questions to our guest?
Please do. I'll bring the blowtorch.
Oh,
Are we doing it now?
please do, but I don't think we'll need it. Trust me on that one. I don't think it will be needed. I'll call up said guard detail and have them drop the guild.
Said guard detail.
With the rest to deliver the
Yeah,
goods.
well, then it's like movie time. The call is made. Wherever this armor truck was spinning around, it makes a detour and it drives in a very direct line to a specific garage.
Gino's ice cream truck.
JJ is informed.
You scream ice cream, we all scream for ice cream. Painted on the side.
The camera focuses in as the armor truck backs in to the garage. Armor ghouls open the door. And a very chained, ball-gagged, relatively scared individual is being dragged out.
Thank you. I'll call you if I need you to come pick him up again.
Obviously, the ghouls are like in an armored money truck. So they bow and they get into the car.
Go and get the. Like, walk into the office, come back with the. I assume you have an office chair, one of those roller chairs with like. Roll it up, drag him and put him up on it.
Who's
I
our
go
guest?
in and light the welding
Give a
torch.
description. Again, young. It looks like he's mixed. I don't like to use the word race, but he's mixed heritage. He might be half white, half Mexican. It's unclear. Buzz cut, tattoo on the neck, dirty t-shirt, dirty denim pants, and Converse sneakers. It's very pale.
Go get a.
Slight facial hair.
Get some duct tape as well, will you? We'll tape him to the chair. And a camera.
At one point, he had a lot of acne as well. You can see the acne scars on his cheek and forehead.
Get a camera as well. And we'll take pictures of him, of all tattoos he might have, especially the neck tattoo. And generally take all the descriptions one might need the way, I don't know, police, gang, task force, catalog individuals, prison tats and stuff like that. Just to see if we can spot any recurring themes, if we may find other prisoners as well.
Yeah, I bring the Polaroid.
If anything, this individual, his eyes dart between you three. You feel it's palpable in the air. Fear, nervousness.
We duct tape onto the chair, we remove the ball gag, and Chris starts to takes off his dress coat, fold it nice and gently, put it over another chair, and proceeds to.
Can I use can I? It's a little weird. I'm just tossing it out there. Can I share the senses with this poor creature? The reason why I'm just trying to find something that I can like try and sense the truth of what he's saying. I mean, I could do the aura thing as well, but
Yeah, of course you can.
but does that last for the scene or does it last every time? Because
You
that's
no. The aura, read aura lasts for the scene.
okay.
I'll deem it so.
Okay. Then I'll use that on him. And he can roll against me, I think, if you want to do that. That's only 3, so.
It's more than enough.
Who's our guest?
Found him
Yes.
in the woods.
I guess introductions are in order. Do you know who I am? I look at him.
He looks from side to side and he nods very quickly.
Well, it seems a bit rude that you should know my name and I do not know yours. What is yours?
Steve.
Of course, it's Steve.
And of what clan are you, Steve?
I'm not with a clan.
Ah, clanless. An orphan. Can we detect anything from his dialect, like from his word? Can we pinpoint where United States is from the way he speaks?
California, maybe?
Surfer dude.
Far away from home.
That looks sketchy. You see no deception as of yet.
You should go back home.
But
you should have
fair.
gone back home. You should never have come here.
You could just let me go, you know?
Well,
This is
we might
Boston.
if you answer some questions first, truthfully and honestly, and give us all the information we need. I mean, after all, your masters thought nothing of your life. It clearly had no value to them, though they probably deemed your death might have some, since it sent you on this little suicide mission.
I don't have no master.
Oh,
He almost that's fake bravery spitting out.
So you planned this yourself?
We don't do what you guys
You don't plan?
do.
please.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
Call it a committee, call it a association, call it whatever you like. Sooner or later, there's someone who calls the shots.
I mean, I don't really care much for why you came here because I'm guessing it wasn't for the tourist attractions. But what were you going to do afterwards? Are you going to have, I don't know, meet up, meet your friends?
You were promised some acres of
Well-
land, maybe. Have a nice farm.
Well, we're gonna make a
In
paradise.
Boston? You're fucking kidding.
He looks very confused.
I walk over to him and is like hunched down, so I'm like at eye level with him. Dear boy,
Because he looks over your shoulder because he's like, we were gonna have a paradise. So we kind of can't use his hands. So we could be free and be what we are, and
In
we
Boston.
would be persecuted,
I shake my head.
hunted.
Shakes my
I'm-
head.
Poor boy, where are you from?
I'm from Orange County originally.
Haven't
And
told you much
we-
about your kind, do they?
I don't know who made me. I just know who found me, and they showed me that I could be a part of something.
That seems very lonely. It seems like something someone could use against you, manipulate you with.
No, he, like almost he stomps his comforts in the floor. Very like
Oh, I don't mean to call you stupid or easy, but
I don't care what you call me, but don't insult. Don't insult. They took me in.
Who?
They gave me a family.
Who
They
was
gave
this
me
family?
a reason.
And then you
no,
sent
no,
you
of
here
course,
to
I'm
die.
sorry.
Hey.
Ignore my questions. I don't want you to give up your so-called family, the ones that left you here for dead.
They haven't left.
Where are they
me.
then?
We knew what we signed up for. I volunteered.
Sure
He
you
almost
did.
spits.
Sure you did, son.
This is glorious.
Do you know?
Sitting in a
weird.
garage is glorious.
Being about to be tortured in the worst possible way is glorious. Dying is glorious.
You see, he almost quivers for a bit, and a single little. You see a little red tear in the eye. and
There's a
he's like,
reason we're vampires. It's because we don't want to die.
My dear boy.
But there needs to be a place for someone like me.
My dear boy.
What you do, you murder us. I didn't choose this. I was just made, and they found me, and they gave me a
Oh no,
purpose.
no.
I know
no,
what your
no,
kind
no,
does.
no.
You just murder
You
the ones like me, because we're not allowed. We're not allowed.
let me put it this way. You weren't just made and abandoned. They made you and then pretended to find you and bring you in to give you a family. Do you know how Falcone is trained, my dear boy? Her eyes are sewn shut. Blinded temporarily, she suffers the whims of her god patiently, until her will is submerged and she learns to serve. So your family taught and blinded you with phrases of love and of camaraderie and slogans. They're all trappings. I'm sorry to be the one to bring this to your attention, but They don't care about you. You're a cannon fodder. They made you, brainwashed you, and sent you out to fight. You see, there's no ideology at play here. It's just a game. It's all about power, and you are a mere pawn. Now, if you help us by giving us all information you have, you can go out there in the world and make your own way.
I won't betray them.
I mean,
won't betray
Leo
them. They
talked about
saved
you.
me.
Leo said you would break.
The lion.
Are you sure about that?
He did the greatest sacrifice of us all.
What was
He did
that?
the
What
what?
sacrifice did he do?
He said you were weak. He said you would tell.
I'm not.
We already know.
He eyes darts from one person to the other.
But I would like to know your version, not the one Leo told. Your truth.
Just do me in. I can't betray the ones.
If you don't talk, I'll
Can't.
take you to him.
Then he would save me. And you would suffer.
You really think so?
You're nothing.
You want to die
Compared to his
at his
grace.
hands or ours?
At his, it would at least be mercy. You are just vile. You're just as they said you would be.
What more did
You're
he
just
say?
confirming that you are greedy and vile.
He
You mean we're
actually
the
asked me to
baddies?
join you. You know that. He saw me
Murderous.
as something more, something else.
And you lie. You almost spit. You lie, you vile, vile thing.
And what about Ashanti?
Oh, Ashanti one. She's his sister. His eyes and ears. And he is her voice.
That's good to know. But Ashanti is no more.
He spits and fans. You lie, and you see he's using blood, and you kind of think he doesn't really have much to you.
Did she...
You might fancy.
Okay. Did she have any tokens on her that I potentially could have had? Did she have a necklace or a ring or...
Yeah, she had a necklace. Yeah, she had a necklace with actually a silver band.
I know I didn't proclaim that I had it in the beginning, but can I have it?
Oh, of course you can't.
Okay, I'll just hold it up and just like twinkle around my fingers, just playing with it.
Well, then you all three see this poor creature is screaming no, no, and spitting obscenities at you.
Potty mouth.
And between obscenities, he's screaming, they will come. They know. They've been watching. We've been waiting. We are here. We have been here. We are just the first wave.
Quick rules question. Mesmerize. You can issue complex commands to a victim as long as they can have the subject's gaze and relative quiet in which to issue instructions. Instructions must be carried out immediately to the victim's best ability and must not contain any conditional actions. But can I make him tell me something? Can I like...
Yeah, yes, you can.
Well, I'm going to try to do that to him.
I'm gonna give you difficulty.
It's
Just
a
bonus.
manipulation,
You need-
domination versus intelligence resolve. So
Yeah. So you're gonna need 3 or more.
Yeah. So that's 4 manipulation. Okay.
will
Do I have
see
the same
that.
hunger
Not
as
sure.
I had last time, like 2 days, nights before?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure you went out and fed, so.
I got 5 successes. How many did I need?
3 and more.
Where in the city have you've been hiding?
His eyes go almost glary. I was just shipped in.
Where were you to meet up after your task was done?
We were strategically taking out the locations where we're giving. The last position we would go to would be there's a glass tower. To blow it up.
How many do you know of? Are they shipped in or already in this city?
5 with me. 5 from another place. And 3 there in the city.
Which route did you take into the city?
He describes it was almost like a road that's not really been used as a back road, even into Boston. But it's almost like a forgotten a road that hasn't been like cut off or demolished because of the newer highway speed. It's almost like that it hasn't really been done anything with. It's like a secret little road in.
Where?
And this is the same thing Catalina said. This is like one of the little holes in there where the rabbits.
Where did you come from? Where did you assemble? Where did you come from? Where did you assemble before you came here?
We started in Seattle.
Could have told you that. I'll just whisper it lightly. I'll go over to Chris and I'll whisper. They were 3, he said. Shanti, Leo, but who else?
Who was the third vampire with Ashanti and Leo?
The moon. The moon. And the moon is bright. And the moon will guide us home.
Interesting.
Any characteristics of this moon?
He's on the.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Describe
Chris.
the moon to me.
The hair is golden and their eyes are like staring in to a new moon.
Male or female?
Wisdom. Yes, I don't know.
This does not ring any bells. Any blonde, radiating andronic? No.
I'm just thinking Alexander now, but he was in charge of the guest list. Yep.
Could be.
Was it someone who's been in the city for a long time?
The moon has been here. The Leo has been here.
Long time is relevant, I guess. What do you do for feeding?
Feed when we must. We feed as we please. We are not part of your hypothetical,
Hypocritical?
Yeah, hypocritical system. We are not slaves.
Where did you go?
To lords. Feed where we want to, when we want to, as is our right, as the dominant species.
And you think you're gonna live long doing a living like that?
Long age is an illusion. It turns you into a corrupt thing.
How old are you?
Snarls at you, old enough to know that eternity is for fools.
You wouldn't even last a year acting like you did. I have seen the thing that hunts us, and trust me, you should be afraid of them.
At that point, you see he again, you start to shiver and you see his burning blood. He is triggering frenzy.
Are we done with him?
Well, I promised I'd let you go if you told me everything you knew. It seems like you've told it the most. I'll let you see not the moon, but its counterpart. And I flick the wrist so the little wrist gun comes out, and I jam it between his fourth and fifth rib, and I shoot a wooden bullet into his heart.
Well, that paralyzes him, doesn't
Nope.
murder him. But to some static, it is actually for you to see him. Well, you know he can be forceful, but he did it with such ease. And you know what you have all done, and you have done far worse. But you see him doing it with such a display in front of you.
Well, good thing I didn't do what I was
Feels-
thinking.
I roll him over to a corner so he doesn't disturb a little conversation afterwards.
I've kept an eye out the door in this time to see if the murderer of crows are returning.
I think we'll keep him around a little longer. I have a potential idea I would like to try out, but it's going to take some weeks of preparation and manipulation.
I'm
And then he can have a
Force
chance to... No, he's going to escape. And return
because
to
I was
his
almost
fold.
in the mood for calling Alexander down here.
Any particular reason?
Just a description. I know it's nothing to go on, and I don't want to bring anything on my clan on him, but we cannot ignore what is being said either.
Call him down. Or does he know about your garage, Sean? Do you know that?
Alexander?
Has he ever?
No, I don't think he would stoop.
Then
as
we'll
low
arrange
as
a
to
little
come here.
meeting on a neutral ground, and we'll take a little friend with us, and you can judge
How he
his reaction when I
reacts.
wheel him out.
Yeah.
No, what I'm
Sounds
thinking
like-
about is more planting deep inside his head, and it points toward him, a little command to be triggered when he
I
meets his
forget
friends.
that you can do that.
You're such an evil person.
It is simple. You let the one go to lead you to the rest.
Hmm.
But it'll take some time to prep his mind for that. But yes, we should probably double check with Alexander to be sure. If you think the description is fitting enough that it could be him.
It's the only one in the city that we know of.
Yeah,
Do you know if he
blonde
had any
and
relationship,
androgynous.
any meetings with Leo or Ashanti?
Come again?
Do you know if he ever?
The flashback was to the guest list.
Do you
Yeah.
know if he ever had any meetings with or dealings with Leo or Ashanti?
Alexander were the ones putting the names up for the guest list. And no one came in there that was not on the guest list.
So Leo and Ashanti was on the list.
They
But you did not
must have
send.
been.
But you did not send an interview. Then again, you wouldn't know who to invite, would you? We were too young, all of us.
No, so that was in his charge.
Yes, I do believe a conversation with Alexander would be fruitful. And
Obviously,
warranted.
not under this pretense, but let's.
You find a place and meet.
He can be. I mean, he is great at marketing. So. We can. I don't know. We can hear if he can.
The
help
Velvet
with
Rope, wouldn't that be a place he'd feel comfortable in to be invited
It
to?
would.
A normal one?
that. He would.
In that case, I think we'll take our friend with us. Do you have a car with a big trunk, Sean?
Yeah.
I think not a problem at all. Did you call Alexander?
I will.
What message?
No. Yes, I'll just.
Because this is the
Yeah.
last scene we're going to do for this episode.
Text, perhaps?
I'll just text him and say, meet me at the Velvet Rope. It's important. It's business. Come now. Sort of thing. Yeah.
As they pack away this little Anarch baby, the camera pans out into Alexander's estate as he reads the message. He crushes the phone in his hand, not out of anger, but out of sorrow. You fucker, you did it now, didn't you? You couldn't leave me, he said. And we're going to end it there.
Yeah.
God damn it! Do I have any
Get
Toyados
it!
left? Like, it's just me and a fake one. Fucking hell!
No, you're brown.
What? Who?
The hostess.
Mm-hmm.
That thinks she's a vampire.
Yeah.
Well,
That's human.
well, if it's any consolation, I have plenty of Ventures, but I don't necessarily think that's
I don't
necessarily
want
a good
yours.
thing. No, but I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. I got Miss Savage, who's patronizing and turned out to be about as useful as, well, I don't know what, hiding and crying in a fucking
I
basement
think
instead
after you
of doing
said
anything
Miss
with it.
Pocket, it was like, I'm just like, she turned into a sexy lady for me now. So I need to unwrite
sexy
that.
lady. Nobody said. Well, I didn't say Alexander has done anything.
No.
I'm just saying. There might
I got
be-
JJ. I'll say that. I got JJ. That's
He's
my
like,
rock.
JJ for the win.
Yeah, but she's also
But if she
androgynous
betrayed
and
you-
blonde.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah. Why didn't we think of her?
I
No,
don't
she
think,
is. She's too stable. She cannot.
I don't think,
She could have fucked
She
her.
loyal.
Yeah, I don't
She
think
loyal.
Chris is able to contemplate her as an anarch.
No,
I'm
you
not
need an emotional, person for that. I think JJ is too boring for that. Like, no.
Oh, ouch. All right then. Oh well, I'm curious to see what your viewers think. Who is this blonde?
Who is the loon? I mean, Luna. The
Who's the loon? The loon. Who is the loon?
Do we need to?
Anyway.
M-O-O-N,
That's
that
such a
spells moon.
As always, thank you so much for your comments, likes, and follows. We're definitely gonna get to cracking with whatever like comments you've done, and if any, about stuff you want to see us actually play of scenes in the downtime. And we'll get to that. Besides that, thanks you much for the love, and thanks so much to my players. You guys are awesome.
This is
Oh,
true.
thank you.
Even though we couldn't think of JJ as the blonde lady.
I can't think
I
of
love it,
no,
I
it's
love
not
it, I
JJ.
love it.
Can't
Take
think of her as a
time, it's
traitor. It's
okay.
impossible. It's inconceivable.
No.
I know we all
That's
know
exactly
Chris
why
is gonna
Katrina
die.
blew that.
E2, Brutus, E2.
Yeah, like I said, we all know Chris is gonna die. Stake through the heart from
Mhm.
behind.
Mhm.
Jake.
No, it's going to be Shiv in the library with a stake.
Candlestick.
I think we all know that we both Sean and Chris is gonna end up as ritual blood sacrifice in a desperate bid to bring back Aiden. I think we all know this. It's gonna happen.
I don't want you as a host, so no.
No. We're just gonna
You're
be
safe.
like,
You're safe.
We're not old enough. We're just like placeholders to keep to extend the dormant period till you'll find someone.
Think of me. I mean, Shiv.
You're evil.
Well, until next time,
Bye.
take care, brother, and stay.
And stay sane.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.